NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live opening round coverage of the Arizona Summer Classic. Excellent opening tee shot. That ball right in the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. It's a nice birdie right there.
Could not have come at a better time. Third place now.
Teed up here at the par 4 second. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
This hole has been lengthened in 2014, some 30-plus yards. Bunkering down the right has also changed, making this drive a little bit more important now. You can't just blaze away over the hill. Green also changed with the addition of 2 bunkers on the left side. Rich, that tee shot there has shortened up this hole considerably. It's made a tough par 4 into, well, we'll see, but it looks like a very birdieable hole now.
Hit it right where you want. Now he has a good chance to attack that whole location. That is classy.
Yeah, a chance of going in.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Chance to get on a real roll.
Frank, you can feel the momentum shifting.
You can. It might look tight at the top at the moment, but you definitely get the impression we're going to see a change in the lead very soon.
Beautiful birdie right there. Now on to the third, first par 5 on the course here at TPC Scottsdale.
Yeah, the length of the hole hasn't really changed. It used to be 2 fairway bunkers down the left. Now there's only 1. Still a hazard that runs down the right side. A strategic hole if you can't make this par 5 and 2. And a brand new green that has been completely changed. Rich, there's such a big advantage. You tee it up on a peg there. It should be an easy shot. But remember, this is the most powerful club in the bag. This is the one that you have to nail out of the middle of club face.
Demonstrating there and really all day that he is one of the best drivers of the golf ball in the sport.
Should be safely on deck.
Frank, that is how it's done.
Yeah, take a gross of those. That is a lesson in itself.
And now a chance for eagle. Well, Frank, how about that?
Huge eagle, Rich. I mean, the quality of the golf right now, outstanding.
For those of you just tuning in, we're checking in now on our featured golfer here at the 4th. Frank, I've been impressed with the play to this point early in the round.
Yeah, it's solid without being spectacular, and that's actually a huge compliment.
Birdie try up next.
Second shot.
Setting himself up for a good weekend, the wily golf instructor makes his birdie. Well, Frank, now at the 5th hole, the par 4, the challenge stiffens just a bit.
Yeah, the longest par 4. Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
Really powering up here.
Oh, huge. Huge with a capital H.
Busted that. That is an absolute seed. I mean, he just ripped a bullet down the fairway. Oh, my goodness, 375 yards. And it makes the green in regulation. Settles in over the putt. Racking them and stacking them right now. 6 under par for the tournament. Par 4 6th, and Frank, a couple of options here.
Yeah, a hole that bends to the left. A draw is the preferred shot off the tee. The longer hitters will have a big advantage. They'll be able to get it down there and just have a pitch or a short wedge into this. If you're not, that long, then you're going to have to lay it back short of those bunkers. That's going to leave a lengthy second shot.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
That is a beauty, a real beauty. Not a gimme, but well within his range. On fire right now, 7 under par. Frank, where's the difficulty here on the 7th hole, the par 3 of more than 200 yards?
Well, Rich, front hole locations are always probably the toughest here because that's the narrowest part of the green. Bunkering really hasn't changed, and the green still does widen up, but the hole tends to play slightly uphill.
That's another green hit in regulation, and that has been the story all day, just wearing out the center of that club face. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. This is a good hole, Frank, the par 4 8th.
Yet another dogleg left, Rich, on the front side, and it's a sharper dogleg now because they've put in 2 bunkers down the left side. It used to be a bailout area for the players in the past. You can't do that anymore. And I doubt anybody can fly it over that left one. It's nearly 330 yards to carry that in the air. Those 2 bunkers have forced the players to go out to the right, making that second shot a little bit longer now.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Good looking shot right here. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Finishing out the front side now at the 9th. And Frank, what do you think of this par 4?
Nice way to finish the front 9, Rich. Very thin green, protected by that little splash bunker in the front. Iron players get a real advantage here. 1 bunker down the right side to be aware of off the tee, though. I doubt anybody could carry that. That was nuclear.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Now to double figures under par. That's a good place to be. 10 under. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. Now at the par 4 11th, Frank, I really like this hole.
Well, you might be the only one, Rich, because this is an absolute scorecard wrecker. Water all the way down the left side. There's 2 bunkers. Don't worry about that. They're not off the tee. They're around the green. They protect the left front and the back. If you think you can bail out down the right side, well, you could find cactus and all sorts of crazy things down the right. And believe me, go down there, more than anything, they'll wreck your scorecard as well.
Birdie try up next. The car. Well, Frank, this is kind of the forgotten par 3 on the back 9 here at TPC Scottsdale. All of that attention on hole number 16. What do you think of the par 3 12?
This is by far tougher, Rich. Downhill tee shot, especially off that back tee. Bunkering down the left, sort of it catches your eye. but it also takes your eye off the water, which is behind and to the right of this green. You've got to be careful. This is a real sleeper, this par 3.
I mean, almost hard to believe. 13 under already. Par 5 13th, chance for birdie or maybe even eagle if you're bold and brave enough, but also, Frank, chance for disaster here?
Well, there is. Water very much in play down the right side. There's a bunker down the left too. If you finish up in that, there's no way you're going for this par 5 and 2. Then it becomes a little bit of a zigzag mission. The second shot either has to be hit down the right side, just skirting that bunker in the front, or it has to be all carry.
Split the fairway with that. Just a gorgeous swing. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Frank, it's not just a golf tournament at the TPC Scottsdale.
It's a party.
It's a giant throwdown, isn't it?
It certainly is, but the atmosphere works here. It just fits in. The players are aware of it. They're quite fine to play amongst it too, because it's such a rare event.
And to be honest, a lot of the fans, and there were almost 180,000 on Saturday alone in 2013, a lot of the fans, they don't see a single golf shot. They're too busy having a good time, having a party. At the 14th now, it's a par 4.
And a dogleg left once again. The bunker on the left side is being pushed out to the fairway to really make you think whether or not you can carry that. It's a lengthy second shot because it's going to play a little bit uphill. And this green is well protected on the left side with the 2 bunkers.
Goodness, he pumped it, he thumped it, he jumped it. What a drive. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Getting set now over the putt. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Great scoring opportunity here at the par 5 15th, but Frank, I'm wondering, as a player, is your mind beginning to think about what's ahead at that par 3 16th hole?
Oh, they are. This is really the finishing stretch at TPC Scottsdale, where you get all these swing holes. 15 is a swing hole. 16, 17, and 18, where so many changes in the score can actually happen. But this one here is all about finding the fairway. A good drive down here will be well rewarded because you'll have a chance to reach this par 5 and 2. Should be safely on deck.
Just a sensational shot, and he will have that for an eagle.
Amazing. Just like that, pick up 2 on the field.
Oh, dude, that's an eagle. Now to the 16th hole, and Frank, what makes this so special is the walk underneath the grandstands. It's the Gladiator coming into the Coliseum.
That's a perfect description, Rich, and that's why this hole is unlike any other hole on the PGA Tour. The atmosphere that the players feel on that tee, they cannot prepare for, they can't experience anywhere else. This is a once-in-a-lifetime par 3.
And when you look at it from up high with the blimp view, it sort of appears as though they've dropped Fenway Park or Wrigley Field right into the desert. And this is a sellout crowd. I mean, this is 20,000 fans, and there's nothing like it. There's not a single hole in golf that has more fans on it than the 16th here at TPC Scottsdale. Frank, when you get to the 17th hole, we always recall maybe the single most bizarre shot in the history of golf.
Yeah, everybody talks about maybe a hole-in-one at 16, but really 17. And the player was Andrew McGee. It was a good tee shot, don't get me wrong. But Rich, it needed an assist.
Well, the assist came from Tom Byram, whose brother Kurt is a commentator for the Golf Channel. Tom Byram was just minding his own business, standing on the green, sort of leaning on his putter, and you know what happened.
Yeah, the ball hit Tom Byram's putter and then careened into the hole. So, 17. Made famous, a little bit of history with a couple of names to drag up from the past. Rich, 18 was always considered a long finishing hole.
Not for J.B. Holmes.
Yeah, the water was always in play. And then the day he took it over the left side and carried everything and went on to win, that completely changed the way this golf course played ever since that day.
And it resulted in some of the changes we're seeing now.
Yeah, evidence, the new bunkering down the left side, but it showed us all how much and how strong these guys are, how much they've improved over the years.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. He takes care of business there.
Solid stroke.
Well, Frank, round one in the books. Look who's on top of the leaderboard.
And that's with some strong play today. They don't really need to look back. Strong play heading into the second round tomorrow.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. It's second-round coverage of the Arizona Summer Classic. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Second shot. Good look at the green.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. So coming off the birdie on the previous hole, a chance now for yet another one. Par 4 second hole, a little bit longer than the first, this one at 442 yards.
Yeah, they've added a new tee, changed the bunkering down the right side. Still a semi-blind tee shot, a hole that bends softly to the left side. The bunkering around this green has changed. Still, it requires a very precise tee shot.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. The bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. That drops for another birdie. 2 in a row to start the round. Now the third hole, it's a par 5, and how does this one set up, Frank?
It's a nice yardage around that 550, 560 yard mark. So a good drive, you can certainly reach the par 5 and 2. You've got to flash it across a little bit of a desert there. This green has been completely changed in 2014, and the addition of one bunker to that right side. Used to be 2. Has it come down yet? Not only is it straight, it's mega long.
They'll need to get all of this one. 200 yards, the second shot.
Oh, this is right at it.
Had a birdie here yesterday in there close. Great opportunity for another one. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Nice solid start to the round. Tee to green looks to be in command.
Yeah, it's surprising. I thought he might have been a little shaky out of the gate, but certainly proved me wrong.
Here now at the par 3 fourth. Frank, what's the setup here?
Plays a little downhill, so it won't play its full 180 yards. You perhaps take one club off the decision off the tee. The green, as you can see now, is a little wider than what it was deep. The bunkering, though, is certainly excellent there. A little pop bunker on the right side. One there if you come up a little short. And there's another one on the left side should you pull your tee shot.
Just a couple of feet. Once considered the best PGA teaching pro in the country, our featured golfer makes birdie and now sits comfortably inside the cut line. Well, Frank, now at the 5th hole, the par 4, the challenge stiffens just a bit.
Yeah, the longest par 4, obviously in the start of this golf course, around the 470-yard mark. 2 bunkers down the right have been changed to 1, but it's in the perfect position now. Of course, that new tee added to add a little bit of length to this hole. The green still remains relatively similar to what it used to be. Rich, that tee shot there has shortened up this hole considerably. It's made a tough par 4 into, well, we'll see, but it looks like a very birdieable hole now.
You hit it right where you want. Now he has a good chance to attack that hole location. Outstanding strike right there, right off the center of the club face, and a good chance for birdie. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Ready to tee off now at the 6th. This is a dogleg left.
And another hole that's been stiffened by bunkers on both the left. Oh, he's winding this one up. Power, though. That is burning through the atmosphere. Look at that thing. It's got a tail on it.
That's like a rocket ship. That one was launched by NASA. That is a fantastic long shot.
There's no way he could hit that without a tail breeze. Surely that breeze had to help there. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That will be a great look at birdie. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Now to the second par 3 on the front 9. This is the 7th hole.
Yeah, quite a stiff par 3 because of the narrowness in the front. Really favoring a higher shot that's going to land softly, and therefore you can open up that green, because the further back you go, the wider it gets.
And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Drops for a birdie. Now here at the par 4 8th, slight dogleg to the left, Frank.
And this dogleg's made more severe now by the addition of 2 bunkers. This was a bunkerless hole off the tee in years gone by, but those 2 bunkers certainly make this a sharper dogleg. And because it forces the player to go down the right side, adds length to the already long 475 yards. That's an absolute beauty. Well, it's going to take a good one here, considering what they've already gone through, Rich. Right now, that green is going to look very small, so it's going to take a good shot here to give himself an opportunity.
Some really poor play to this point. That's a solid shot here into the 8th hole, and a good chance now for another birdie. Good putt. Finishing out the front side now at the 9th. And Frank, what do you think of this par 4?
Nice way to finish the front 9, Rich. Very thin green, protected by that little splash bunker in the front. Iron players get a real advantage here. 1 bunker down the right side to be aware of off the tee, though. And I doubt anybody could carry that.
Beautiful rhythmic swing right there, and right down Peachtree. Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, this really is kind of a good lesson. You and I had said earlier that it looked gloomy, but you dig in, you keep fighting, and something good happens.
You have to credit his composure.
See if you can get this one to drop. Big birdie putt. Continuing to putt with confidence. Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
This is a good-looking shot. That is classy.
They had a chance of going in.
This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. You like this hole?
Well, you might be the only one, Rich, because this is an absolute scorecard wrecker. Water all the way down the left side. There's two bunkers. Don't worry about that. They're not off the tee. They're around the green. They protect the left front and the back. If you think you can bail out down the right side, well, you could find cactus and all sorts of crazy things down the right. And believe me, go down there, more than anything, they'll wreck your scorecard as well.
And wait for it. Yes, 105 yards away. This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Great shot. Get the birdie. 12th hole now, looking at 192 yards, par 3.
Won't quite play that distance because that tee shot is considerably downhill. But you really have to be cognizant of the wind if it's coming off the left, because it easily brings that water into play down the right should that tee shot just start moving with the wind.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Par 5 13, Frank, what kind of scoring opportunity is this?
Well, anytime you get on a par 5, obviously birdies and eagles come to mind. 13's been changed a little bit over the years. The split fairway's gone, now it's just one fairway. Water in play, bunker on the left side, they certainly define this fairway. And they've toughened up the front and left side of this par 5 green. The longer hitter, the high ball hitter, still will get a reward at 13. Happiness is a long, 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 long walk after that one.
And now the second shot here at this par 5. Frank, this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Yeah. That's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
This is a 9-footer.
Oh, just making a mockery of the field now. Another eagle.
Par 4 14th, and Frank, this hole packs a little punch, doesn't it?
Yeah, the addition of just a little bit more yardage, plus the bunker on the left has been pushed out into the fairway. It actually makes the whole play a little bit longer than its 490 yards. Second shot is a little bit uphill. No longer is there a bunker on the right side. That side of the green is actually open. You don't really want to be trying to miss that green on the right. Should you decide to go at the flag, well, you're going to have to carry that front bunker. Should be safely on deck.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
In the heart. Great scoring opportunity here at the par 5 15th, but Frank, I'm wondering, as a player, is your mind beginning to think about what's ahead at that par 3 16th hole?
Oh, they are. This is really the finishing stretch at TPC Scottsdale, where you get all these swing holes. 15 is a swing hole. 16, 17, and 18, where so many changes in the score can actually happen. But this one here is all about finding the fairway. A good drive down here will be well rewarded because you'll have a chance to reach this par 5 and 2.
This could be a good one. Superb shot.
Yeah, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Well, partner, here we go. Players have characterized it as terrifying, chaotic, amazing. The stadium atmosphere here at this hole, the 16th of par 3, is really spectacular, isn't it, Frank?
It is. Because of the atmosphere, the number of people, this is the closest a golfer gets to like kicking a field goal in a Super Bowl. It's just surrounded by people. It's not really the difficulty of the hole. Just over 160 yards and modest par 3. There's no water in trouble. But it's an atmosphere that golfers never normally are familiar with.
Now to the 17th, and Frank, fair to say this is one of the best short par 4s in all of golf?
It is. The drivable par 4 that's designed the way it's meant to be played is a winner. The ones that are just shortened to be made drivable, they don't work. This was designed to be a 17th hole, and it was designed to be drivable. You couldn't get a better place, and you couldn't get a better par 4.
Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. There it is, the eagle. Par 4 18th, and Frank, if you're trying to win the tournament out here at TPC Scottsdale, this is all you want down the stretch.
It is. There's a short bunker there, obviously for the recreational player to respect. 3 bunkers down the right side protected, and that new bunkering situation down the left there to stop the attack of a Bubba Watson or a J.B. Holmes. Now this tee shot is going to have to be respected, and the green too is anything other than flat.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. So all the scores have been posted for round number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with 2 very solid rounds of golf. Key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that as you get closer to the end of this tournament.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Arizona Summer Classic. Set in the Sonoran Desert and surrounded by the majestic McDowell Mountains, we're at the stadium course at TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Loader alongside Frank Nobilo, set to bring you all the action for today's event. Frank, when you think about the TPC Scottsdale, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The golf course has been radically changed in 2014, but it still hasn't lost its luster. Really, it's just been updated like the game itself for these young, strong players of the modern era.
And let's go down to the first. Starting to round the turn now. 72 holes, it's a lot of golf. Third round about to get underway.
Yeah, played well through the first 2 days. Very much in contention. But it's still a new day. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time...
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
Great start.
Now to the second hole, and Frank, what can you tell us about this par 4?
A new tee has been added, lengthening this hole 30-plus yards. Plus, what used to be just one bunker on the right side of the screen has changed to a little pot bunker, and the addition of 2 bunkers on the left side. Still a semi-blind tee shot, and the hole just bends softly to the left. Another very good par 4 here at TPC Scottsdale.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Frank, we have said it over and over. Another birdie. Now on to the third. First par 5 on the course here at TPC Scottsdale.
Yeah, the length of the hole hasn't really changed. Used to be 2 fairway bunkers down the left, now there's only 1. Still a hazard that runs down the right side. A strategic hole if you can't make this par 5 and 2. And a brand new green that has been completely changed.
Wow, smoked that tee shot. In the fairway, it's lying nicely, and 180 yards left. Doing whatever he wants with that golf ball. Moving left, moving it right, hitting it straight when it's called for. He's doing it all. Count that for eagle. Frank, what kind of shot is required here at the par 3 fourth?
A little drop shot par 3 down the hill in today's standards because it's under 200 yards. Series of 3 tee boxes, so plenty to choose from there. The entry into the green is well protected now by the 2 bunkers, one in the center and one on the right front of this green.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Well, Frank, now at the 5th hole, the par 4, the challenge stiffens just a bit.
Yeah, the longest par 4. He's gone for a little extra.
Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
Is it stopped yet?
It's still going.
That's an absolute beauty.
99 yards away. Frank, at a 72-hole stroke play event, do you like birdie fests where, say, 28, 30 under par might win it, or do you like a good old-fashioned grind them out where you might be able to win the championship with, say, 7, 8 under par?
Yeah, I like the latter, really, because I think it tests the mental fortitude. Normally, if people are mid-20s under, golf course is a little easier, it's a little more forgiving, greens are flatter and all that, and therefore, I'm not saying it's one-dimensional, but it's closer to that. When you have a good old barn brawn out there with the rough thick and bunkers are difficult and greens are fast and undulating, every part of your game is stressed to the limit. And, sort of 10 under, I always think, is like a really good litmus test for a great tournament.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Ready to tee off now at the 6th. This is a dogleg left.
And another hole that's been stiffened by bunkers on both the left and the right side, really giving you the decision on what club to hit. Should you be bold or should you be smart?
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Wait to write those on the card. One below par. Chalk it up. It's a birdie. Frank, where's the difficulty here on the 7th hole, the par 3 of more than 200 yards?
Well, Rich, front hole locations are always probably the toughest here because that's the narrowest part of the green. Bunkering really hasn't changed, and the green still does widen up, but the hole tends to play slightly uphill.
Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Continues to hold that sizable lead on the rest of the field. Now here at the par 4 8th, slight dogleg to the left, Frank.
And this dogleg's made more severe now by the addition of 2 bunkers. This was a bunkerless hole off the tee in years gone by, but those 2 bunkers certainly make this a sharper dogleg. And because it forces the player to go down the right side, adds length to the already long 475 yards.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. That is classy.
Well, a chance of going in.
He's putting for birdie now. Okay, no problem with that one. Rounding out the front 9 with a par 4 of 453 yards from the back tee. Looks to be straight away here, Frank. Anything to be cautious about on this tee shot?
Well, that bunker, there used to be 2 bunkers on the right side, there's now 1, and it also pinches into the fairway, which almost makes this hole look like a faint dogleg right. But really, the best line is still down the left side, so it still actually suits the draw off the tee. Green is slightly elevated and not very deep too, so judging that second shot, getting the right club is essential here at 9.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie.
Really solid stroke.
Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back 9, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way.
Tasty looking right there from just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a line like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from that.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Good swing, good shot yet again. You cannot hide the flagstick from that man inside of 5 feet. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That finds the bottom of the cup. We'll call that a birdie. Now at the par 4 11th, Frank, I really like this hole.
Well, you might be the only one, Rich, because this is an absolute scorecard wrecker. Water all the way down the left side. There's 2 bunkers. Don't worry about that. They're not off the tee. They're around the green. They protect the left front and the back. If you think you can bail out down the right side, well, you could find cactus and all sorts of crazy things down the right. And believe me, go down there, more than anything, they'll wreck your scorecard as well. That's a ginormous tee shot.
Now playing the second here at the par 4. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. Par 3 12 may not be as famous as the par 3 16th, but Frank, you think this may be a tougher and even better hole?
We see more bogeys and double bogeys here on 12 than 16 will ever see. And courtesy of the water behind and to the right of the screen. If you're going to bail out, find one of those bunkers. A good bunker player obviously can get it up and down, but it's still no snap trying to record your par 3 at 12.
Well, that is an exceptional shot. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. To the par 5 13th here at TPC Scottsdale. Lots of danger left and right of this tight fairway, Frank.
This hole has really changed over the years. It used to be a split fairway. That no longer exists. That bunker you can see down the left side, which you can't carry, really defines the left side of this hole. Water still in play down the right, and big change here is the bunkering along the left, front and left side of this green. So you can't just blaze away and comfortably expect to hit 13 and 2 anymore.
From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Good chance at one. Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just 5 feet left.
A big solid stroke there, no sign of nerves on that.
Par 4 14th, Frank, it seems as though you'd be pretty happy with a par here.
You would, even though the putting surfaces here at TPC Scottsdale are excellent. It's going to take 2 good shots to reach this 14th hole. You can get in a little bit of trouble off the tee. That bunker on the left very much in play. The rough on the right side is no snack either, because the ball, more often than not, will finish well above the player's feet. And of course that green is very, very narrow, well protected by bunkers on the left.
That one came right off the meat of the bat. He really laid into that.
More than got a piece of that.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. And he has it for birdie. Great scoring opportunity here at the par 5 15th, but Frank, I'm wondering, as a player, is your mind beginning to think about what's ahead at that par 3 16th hole?
Oh, they are. This is really the finishing stretch at TPC Scottsdale, where you get all these swing holes. 15 is a swing hole. 16, 17, and 18, where so many changes in the score can actually happen. But this one here is all about finding the fairway. A good drive down here will be well rewarded, because you'll have a chance to reach this par 5 and 2.
Frank, he could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach too. And Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
How about that terrific approach shot, setting up a makeable eagle putt? You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Continues to roll the ball very well. Now at the par 5 15th, and Frank, there is plenty to catch your eye. There's also quite a bit to catch your ear. You can hear the roars at the par 3 16th. So how do you focus on the task at hand?
Great question, Rich. You realize you're about to enter the stadium part of the golf course. But this is the last par 5 that you're going to play. We've seen eagles here over the years. We've seen many a player hit it in the water off the tee or water short of the green. Certainly one of the tougher tee shots coming in. No bunkers here to worry about, just that huge lake to the left. Find the fairway. You might just find the green.
th hole, Frank, and this one is really set up for maximum excitement.
Well, there's 2 things that you really think of. How do I play this hole, and how is it going to affect the rest of my round? This is the penultimate hole. If you make a mistake here, it'll carry over. It might cost you the tournament. But if you're a hero, it's going to carry forward to 18. This is why 17 is such a big swing hole.
I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in 1. Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday.
Just seems an absolute waste. Got to take your time.
So a tester from 4 feet. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Well, again, the fairways are lined with those huge galleries coming off 16 and 17. Now the finishing hole here at TPC Scottsdale. And Frank, what can we expect?
Well, this is a goodie. It'll play slightly as a dogleg left. Now, many a year, a player would try and carry the ball all the way over that water down the left side. But those new bunkers down there, it stopped the J.B. Holmes attack on this par 4. You're really going to have to play a little right of those now. And there's a couple of bunkers up on the hill to stop you doing that. So this is really a much tougher tee shot. 440 yards of par 4 just got a little bit more difficult.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie. Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance. Frank, in golf, there's nothing quite like the final round of a hotly contested championship, and this one could be a doozy.
And there's nothing quite like that leaderboard I'm looking at right now. We are going to have some amazing golf. This one is going to have to be won.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's the final round of the Arizona Summer Classic. Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. The bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
And a great start.
Par 4 second hole, a little bit longer than the first, this one at 442 yards.
Yeah, they've added a new... He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there.
Oh, if this is up, it's good.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Good looking shot right here. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Frank, what's the strategy here off the tee at the par 5 third?
For the long hitters, they still think that they can reach this par 5 and 2 comfortably with a good tee shot. For the shorter hitters, it really is a thought about where you lay up that second shot to try and leave a good third shot yardage in. Still a good tee shot, though. The hazard down the right side protects against someone who's a little too cavalier off the tee.
We knew it right away, Frank. That's a good one.
Solid.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. Not a gimme, but well within his range. What a tremendous display of golf this has been. Really nice mix of holes to start here at TPC Scottsdale. The 2 4s and then the par 5. Now our first par 3. Just a little over 180 yards, Frank.
Plays a little downhill, longer than what it once was. The green is radically different. Used to be deep, now it's wide. And the bunkering, of course, is visually totally different from what it used to be.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
Second shot.
And rolls it in. Nice putt. Frank, this is a demanding driving hole, the par 4 fifth.
Another hole that bends gently to the left. There used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. It's now 1, and it's in the perfect position to make you think about your tee shot. Really, you have to be left of that. The new tees added a little bit of yardage to it. The green still looks the same as what it once was. Tilts slightly from left to right. But you can see why a draw is the preferred shot at TPC Scottsdale.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight.
Rich, it's a different challenge today. The weather is so day-to-day out here, and when you get a breeze like this that's kicking up, you really have to sort of change your approach to playing these holes.
It looks nice out there, the blue skies, plenty of high sunshine, but it's a challenge because those winds have really freshened up. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now to the par 4 6th. Decision time, Frank. Driver, or do you go with 3-wood?
A lot of that's going to depend on if there's any breeze. If the breeze is at your back, you can drive it all the way down the right side and take those 2 bunkers down the right completely out of play. This hole's being stiffened up, though. The length hasn't increased for that bunkering and that choke point. So, the strategy. Do you have the length to get past them? Or, if you have to lay up, it's going to leave a much longer second shot. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Struck that one pure, about 8 feet away. Beautifully done. Getting set now over the putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. On to the par 3 7th, 215 yards from that back tee box, Frank.
This hole hasn't really changed. Still has that V-shaped green where it's very narrow in the front. A high-flying shot in here that carries that front edge, and you'll find the further and further you go back there, the more receptive, and that green starts to widen.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Hard putt, soft hands, beautiful roll. Frank, the par 4 8th, this is a good hole.
It is a dog leg to the left, forces the player to go out the right, and this will play every inch of its yardage, which is over 470 yards. Green's still pretty much the same with that false front, unless there's a flag position in the front. You're really going to have to fly it at least 20 yards or so into that green. Otherwise, that ball is going to run towards the front.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Not too much and not too little. Perfectly played into the center of the cup. Here at the par 4 ninth hole, Frank, what's the strategy off the tee?
Well, there's one bunker down the right side that you have to be very wary of. 325 yards to carry that, so it's very much in play, and just over 290 to reach it. Ideally, you have to go left of that down the left side, but really this is a second shot hole because this green is not very deep. That's an absolute beauty.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Oh, dude, that in the hole. Tremendous shot. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon. There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. This is a good-looking shot. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
In for birdie. All along the left side, 472 yards. How do you handle this one?
Well, this one's weird because the tees are a little off-center. They start down the right side, which makes it into a dogleg. And you mentioned the water. It always comes into play. And there are 0 fairway bunkers. You don't need them here at 11 because really it's all about the tee shot. Find the fairway, then even though it's a long par 4, you should be able to at least attack that green safely. Miss the fairway to the right, which is the bail outside, and your problems are just starting.
This won't hurt him. Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Just 5 feet left.
Dwindling the holes down. Pars are fine right now.
Par 3 12th may not be as famous as the par 3 16th, but Frank, you think this may be a tougher and even better hole?
We see more bogeys and double bogeys here on 12 than 16 will ever see, and courtesy of the water behind and to the right of the screen. If you're going to bail out, find one of those bunkers. A good bunker player obviously can get it up and down, but it's still no snack trying to record your par 3 at 12.
Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
To the par 5 13th here at TPC Scottsdale. Lots of danger left and right of this tight fairway, Frank.
This hole has really changed over the years. There used to be a split fairway. That no longer exists. That bunker you can see down the left side, which you can't carry, really defines the left side of this hole. Water still in play down the right, and big change here is the bunkering along the left, front, and left side of this green. So you can't just blaze away and comfortably expect to hit 13 and 2 anymore.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. He's hit it very close, and he will have that, Frank, for an eagle.
Amazing how quickly the round changes. He'll quickly pick up 2 shots on the field.
Par 4 14th, Frank, it seems as though you'd be pretty happy with a par here.
You would. Even though the putting surfaces here at TPC Scottsdale are excellent, it's going to take 2 good shots to reach this 14th hole. You can get in a little bit of trouble off the tee. That bunker on the left very much in play. The rough on the right side is no snack either, because the ball, more often than not, will finish well above the player's feet. And, of course, that green is very, very narrow, well protected by bunkers on the left.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
He has this putt for birdie. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Great scoring opportunity here at the par 5 15th, but Frank, I'm wondering, as a player, is your mind beginning to think about what's ahead at that par 3 16th hole?
Oh, they are. This is really the finishing stretch at TPC Scottsdale, where you get all these swing holes. 15 is a swing hole. 16, 17, and 18, where so many changes in the score can actually happen. But this one here is all about finding the fairway. A good drive down here will be well rewarded, because you'll have a chance to reach this par 5 and 2.
And this is looking really good. Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
A good solid stroke there, no sign of nerves on that.
Well, partner, here we go. Players have characterized it as terrifying, chaotic, amazing. The stadium atmosphere here at this hole, the 16th of par 3, is really spectacular, isn't it, Frank?
It is. Because of the atmosphere, the number of people, this is the closest a golfer gets to like kicking a field goal in a Super Bowl. He's just surrounded by people. It's not really the difficulty of the hole. Just over 160 yards and modest par 3. There's no water in trouble. But it's an atmosphere that golfers never normally are familiar with.
Now to the 17th, and Frank, fair to say this is one of the best short par 4s in all of golf?
It is. The drivable par 4 that's designed the way it's meant to be played is a winner. The ones that are just shortened to be made drivable, they don't work. This was designed. It was designed to be a 17th hole, and it was designed to be drivable. You couldn't get a better place, and you couldn't get a better par 4.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. On the green in regulation. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. He's made it. Well, again, the fairways are lined with those huge galleries coming off 16 and 17. Now the finishing hole here at TPC Scottsdale. And Frank, what can we expect?
The goodie. It'll play slightly as a dogleg left. Now, many a year, a player would try and carry the ball all the way over that water down the left side. But those new bunkers down there, it stopped the J.B. Holmes attack on this par 4. You're really going to have to play a little right of those now. And there's a couple of bunkers up on the hill to stop you doing that. So this is really a much tougher tee shot. 440 yards of par 4 just got a little bit more difficult.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. That's why you play the game, to stack up the wins. Great effort right there. Par 4 18th, and Frankie, if you are trying to win the tournament out here at TPC Scottsdale, this is all you want down the stretch.
It is. There's a short bunker there, obviously for the recreational player to respect. 3 bunkers down the right side protected, and that new bunkering situation down the left there to stop the attack of a Bubba Watson or a J.B. Holmes. Now, this tee shot is going to have to be respected, and the green, too, is anything other than flat.
EA Sports and the RNA are proud to present opening round coverage of the Open Championship.
Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Just a couple of feet. Moves into the top 10 with that birdie. Frank, they call this second hole Black Rock. They also call it the most heavily bunkered hole on the entire course.
Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
Just pulverized that golf ball.
Huge, with a capital H.
Moved it a long ways. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
What does he have all the luck? What a birdie. Now just a handful of players in contention.
Frank, looking at the third, what are the sort of key decisions that you have to make?
There's two bunkers down the left. They're not really the issue. They're the burn. That's about 285 yards. This is not a hole, really. You just take the driver out and string away. Just something that stays up short of that's just going to leave you a short iron in.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Nudge this one home, finish it up. So 2 under early on. We have already begun. Let's pick up with the action at hole number 4. Frank, this is a very nice start to the round. Couple of birdies on the scorecard, looking extremely solid.
It looks well poised. They have a very good round today.
Nice drive, right in the fairway, and a good swing on that one.
Well, with a good shot here, Rich. I'll tell you, this eagle on the cards, hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot.
It's no snack, though.
So, Frank, what do you think of the start so far?
Rock solid. Very impressed.
Now to the par 3 fifth. Frank, what are you trying to do here?
Really, anything on this green is going to give you a birdie putt. So allow for the bounce and roll. Just avoid those 3 bunkers on the left and that short one right.
Good chance at one. That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. And getting ready for the putt. starting to make a nice move. 5 under with that birdie for the tournament. Frank, it's all about the difficult rough off the right-hand side of the green here at the hole they call the slopes.
Yeah, 600-plus yards par 5, so really you don't want to be flirting with that right side.
Oh, come on, that's not even human. That's ridiculous. That is 350-plus yards. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Well, that's what the great ones do. From the rough, they use their skill and their strength to get it out and get it close. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. Frank, we're moving inland now to the 7th hole. It's a 405-yard par 4. What's ahead?
Little dogleg to the right, a couple of bunkers right on the corner of it. So once again, check the breeze and somehow find that fairway.
Well, he gave us a demonstration today why he's one of the best in the sport. Every green hit in regulation. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus. Well, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
He has this attempt for par. Continues to hold that sizable lead on the rest of the field. Frank, this is one of the most famous holes in the whole sport, isn't it?
Postage stamp, just over 120 yards. It might seem short, but it's daunting. Many an Open Championship has been lost on this shortest of par 3s.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Frankie's missed the green here in regulation, but still has it
coming up.
Now that is a shot that will be replayed over and over. And what happened here in 1973?
The old squire, Gene Sarazen himself, made an ace.
He was 71 years old playing his final Open. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. That is how it's done, right there. What an approach shot. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Now to 7 under par. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. And a 130-yard shot now. Frank, earlier in the day, we were talking about how this round was pretty much off the rails. I'm shocked that he's put it back together.
Yeah, he looked early on completely out of it.
Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie.
Yeah. This is an awkward length. Oh, another one goes in.
Frank, you come to an Open Championship and you expect to hear the term gorse. You see it here on the 11th hole. If you do end up in the gorse, what can you possibly do to get out?
Well, anything you can. A lot of the times it's an unplayable lie, but if you remember back 2004, Ernie Els tried to play a ball when it was suspended about 3 feet off the ground and managed to flick it out of the sort of the thorny gorse.
Now the second shot from 130 yards.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Birdie try up next. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Back here on the bonny shores of Scotland at Royal Troon Golf Club with just a wee breeze, as they say over here, Frank. On the tee at the 12.
Yeah, hole that bends to the right, gorse right and left. There's a bit of a mound and rough down the right side. That has to be avoided.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Locked in on the read and the speed. Really starting to shine. Moves to 10 under for the tournament. Frank beginning to head towards home. This is the 13th of par 4.
Another dogleg right. Problem isn't really the tee shot here, even though there's undulations and mounds all over the fairway. Second shot's played uphill to an elevated green.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Will make birdie if he holds this putt. Well, in the words of the late, great baseball commentator for the Yankees, Phil Rizzuto, it's time for Holy Cow, Whitey. That's 11 under par. Heading for home now, Frank, the par 3 14th, just under 180 yards. What's the key here?
Well, it's rather narrow at the front there. There's 3 bunkers, but it's the second 2 that you really worry about that narrow the front of the screen up. Plus, the front is slightly raised, so ideally you want it to fly it more towards the middle where it starts to widen up.
That one inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, now at the 15th, and how hard is this par 4?
The key really is to get the ball on the fairway here. Avoid those 3 bunkers, because this is one of the flattest greens on the golf course. Get the ball on the green here. Any putt's makeable.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon. Well, par fours, they're not all the same, Rich, but after that tee shot, I guess you can say this one's going to be easy.
That was a beauty right there. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Continuing his fine play, another beautiful approach shot. Shouldn't be a problem here. That's a birdie. That's a good position from which to make a weekend move comfortably inside the cut line, still with plenty of time left in this tournament.
Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicholas over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. And he's going to beat himself up on the way to the next tee. You don't miss those putts. Now a chance for a birdie. Count that. That's a birdie. Final par 3 here at Royal Troon. It's the 17th. And what kind of a hole is it, Frank?
Well, this takes your best long iron shot. Normally plays back into the prevailing breeze. You miss this green on the left, it will run all the way down the hill. The bunkers might look short, but if your tee shot isn't hit properly, it'll puff up into that breeze and certainly find a pot bunker.
That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. $15 under for the day. Great finishing hole here, Frank, at Royal Troon, the 18th.
Really, it's all about the tee shot. If you find one of those pot bunkers, then the best you can do is lay up, and then you're looking instantly at least a 5.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Frank, this is a hole, number 18, where you don't want to be in a hurry to get to the clubhouse.
Yeah, there's out of bounds just off the back of this green, so you might want to keep that in the back of your mind. Don't go long.
OB is just steps from the clubhouse. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
That's how you keep a round going. Make them from that distance. So through one round, Frank, our leader really put on a good show today.
They certainly did, Rich. It was truly a great performance, especially from tee to green. It's not easy to come out of the gates like that.
EA Sports and the RNA are proud to present second round coverage of the Open Championship. Well, this golf course goes back a long ways, to 1878 in fact. We're at Royal Troon Golf Club in Scotland. Rich Thorner alongside Frank Nobilo. And Frank, where are some of the scoring opportunities out here?
Well, normally when the Open Championships played, the breeze comes out of the sort of northwest, which means those first few holes are played down breeze, and then the closing stretch is played into the breeze. So really, you sort of make your hay on the way out, and then you hang on for dear life on the way in. That doesn't really change because you have some rather short par fours to start. Just making a mockery of the field now. Another eagle.
Frank, another great example of links golf. It's not a particularly long hole, but there is trouble if you hit it offline.
Yeah, there's a bunker down there at about 280 yards that has to be avoided. Only the long hitters or perhaps the wind behind your back is the reason to take that bunker on.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
What is he all away?
Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Back to the tee box here on hole number 3, and there are a few club selection decisions that come into play on this first.
Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though? I'm loving that balance.
That's in the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Had a birdie here yesterday in their close. Great opportunity for another one. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Good putt. Here's the first par 5 on the golf course. It's the 4th hole. Frank, how good of a scoring opportunity is this?
Certainly one of the best opportunities on the front side. There's 3 bunkers, but really the one that you focus on is the one on the right. If you can carry that, that's certainly the one to take on because that ball will kick a lot further down the fairway. And sometimes you can be left with just a mid-iron into this green. Safely on deck. I mean, this skill and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Lerner back with you at Royal Troon. Frank, first par 5 of the round. What's ahead?
Our best opportunity for a birdie here is to take it over the bunker on the right. If you do that, you're going to get a little added roll and go in here even with perhaps a mid-iron or a long iron.
This one looks right on point. That will be a great look at birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus. And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
What a good hole. They call it the slopes. And the rough off the right-hand side of the green, really some of the most punishing on the entire course.
And the one thing you don't want to do is actually leave it up there on that high side because it means that you'll be chipping downhill.
We knew it right away. Picked up the tee, didn't even look at it. We can see it. It's perfect. Right down the middle of the fairway. Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is gone.
lucky break right there, Frank.
Yeah. That's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
It's a good-looking putt right here. I don't like it. Hard putt, soft hands, beautiful putt. Ball's teed up, ready to fly here at the 7th.
Yeah, it's a slight elevated tee, so you see all the problems in front of you. A couple of bunkers down the left, 2 down the right, but it's links golf, so you know where you've got to go. That's in between them.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Just 37 yards to the hole. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, the par 3 8th hole, it is one of the most famous little holes in all of golf.
123 yards postage stamp. Pick the wrong club, though, maybe a little too much, and it'll be a green that you'll more than airmail.
Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. In the hole for birdie. Frank, how does the front 9 finish up with this par 4?
Well, the par 4 ninth is called the Monk. It's not overly long, 423 yards, dogleg to the right. Just one bunker down the left to be avoided.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Second shot. Good look at the green. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Wow, I thought he made that. Man.
He just pushed it.
Yeah, that hurts. Getting set now over the putt. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Excellent front side. Trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
In the fairway here at the 10th. Nice way to start off the back 9. Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more rough than normal. So you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club.
Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. Birdie try again here today. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Frank, this 11th hole can be a real bear. Even the Golden Bear knows that.
Yeah, just to remind him, in his rookie year in 1962, he made a whopping 11. I remember the last time I heard Jack Nicklaus made double figures on one hole.
So maybe a bogey 5 or even a double bogey 6. Not so bad.
This has exploded off the club face.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. This has really been a challenge all day long with these winds coming from different directions, changing speeds. It's gone from 15 upwards to 25 miles per hour, and really a test for the players. Can't wait to write those on the card. One below par. Chalk it up. It's a birdie. Frank, how do you size up the 12th hole here at Royal Troon?
Well, first look at 430 yards, you'd think it'd be a rather easy par 4. But that's not really the issue. The issue is gorse right and left.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. Always nice to be comfortably inside that cut line. The wily golf instructor makes birdie. Frank, break down the par 4 13th for us.
Another par 4 that bends to the right. Lots of undulation on this fairway. This is the first of 6 straight holes that head in the direction of the clubhouse. Has it come down yet? Not only is it straight, it's mega long.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Trying to make yet another birdie.
Virtually no error in that putting stroke. Good putt.
Frank, what kind of par 3 is the 14th here?
You can get sucked in here. Just 180 yards, which isn't considered that long. But if you look too much at the front of the green, you're going to see that's where the protection is.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just a couple of feet. He's made it. Frank, now at the 15th, and how hard is this par 4?
The key really is to get the ball on the fairway here. Avoid those 3 bunkers, because this is one of the flattest greens on the golf course. Get the ball on the green here. Any putt's makeable.
They'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. Setting up for an approach shot here. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. These putts keep the round together. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, here's the only par 5 on the back 9 at Royal Troon.
You'd think at 542 yards it would be reachable, but the burn that cuts across really limits the tee shot to about 280 yards. So it's very much about placing that second shot in a good distance for your third.
In the 1997 Open Championship here at Royal Troon, you played with Tiger Woods in the 3rd round. What did he do at this 16th hole?
He hit a driver for his second shot into a head breeze from about 270 yards. Managed to get it on the green, then knocked it in from about 45 feet for eagle.
You knew he was something special back then, didn't you?
Yeah, he was the only one that even tried that shot.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. And that is how you jumpstart a round with an eagle. Frank, now to the hole they called Rabbit, 222-yard par 3.
I don't know why it's called Rabbit, because this is certainly some tough par 3. Green sits up a little bit. There's a big roll-off on the left side, well bunkered. This takes a brilliant long iron shot just to keep it on the green.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Good putt. Great finishing hole here, Frank, at Royal Troon, the 18th.
Really, it's all about the tee shot. If you find one of those pot bunkers, then the best you can do is lay up. And then you're looking instantly at least a par.
Just burning rubber right here. I mean, this one is taken off like a missile.
Just destroyed it. He's going to try and rip the cover off it.
Frank, if this were baseball, that would be an upper deck moonshot.
It'd be out of the stands. But not only that, it is in the middle of the fairway. Long, incredibly long and straight.
Tape measure shot. Had a birdie here yesterday, in there close, great opportunity for another one. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, couldn't hit that much better.
He's made it.
Well, Rich, 2 rounds in the books, and it's easy to see why the leaders are on top of that leaderboard.
Excellent performance, but still a long ways to go in this tournament.